All right. So you'll see the red button appearing on your screen. That is to say that computer or the Google Meet has begun recording our lesson. All right. Everybody, please, I know you will pay close attention. Listening will not make you remember. Make certain that you listen and you observe as well. There is a more and higher, greater chances of remembering and eventually lead to your understanding. Okay, so moments ago, we did a quick recall during our warm up about our lessons in the past, which included the plants as producers. Mhm. The plants as producers, because we have learned that they undergo the process of photosynthesis. All right, so at this point in time, I do expect that you recall and remember, because we are going to add on top of this our new lesson, which is making a connection from plants that release oxygen through the process of photosynthesis. And we are going to look at the other organisms such as human beings and other animals, including which are consumers. Would you put the word consumer? Again, let me see if you are with me. We have it. Again, so this is the fourth word that I will ask you to type. Thank you, Dariana. Okay, lovely. Make certain you put the word consumer. And once again, so your name shall appear on the report that I get at the end of the lesson. And then I look at this very carefully, seriously, and look for your name and how many times did you participate. And that is equivalent to your participation points for today. And it's a big thing. Business learning, the most important thing is what we call participation. All right, by looking at your name, putting, oh, thanks, Jade. Thank you, consumer. So we have learned that these consumers are not producers. They depend on plants and other organisms for food. And we have learned that food is a source of energy. In addition to that, we have also did an experiment on a fungus like the yeast. And we have learned that yeast, okay, in this particular experiment, we saw that after adding sugar, which is a source of energy, sugar is from plants, so they release carbon dioxide. And this yeast is a fungus. When they are activated, they were originally inactive. That's why they're called inactive dry yeast. You should have started setting this experiment up at home. There are yeast and balloons in the office. All right? So make certain that you take photo before and after and put it in your website. All right? Back into this experimental result, which we had an analysis last time. The carbon dioxide is a waste. Similar to human beings, we release carbon dioxide as part of the waste of our body system, and we need to get rid of it. And we have learned that this carbon dioxide is a very important gas for plants to use, for them to do the process of photosynthesis. Once again, everybody please put the word photosynthesis in the room. This is the fifth word that I want you to put it in the room with your name appearing. Type the word photosynthesis. I'm waiting. Thank you, Rodrigo. What about the rest? Jay, let me see who did it. I will look for your name. Excellent. Isel, you're the last one. If you haven't put the word consumer and photosynthesis, please do so. Right, it's important to remember the word and what does it mean, because today, before I show you the experiment that I will be conducting today, we are going to put this like a puzzle. Okay, I have several illustrations that I want everybody to take a look at very carefully and make a connection. Because in this particular part of the lesson, I would love everybody to be able to establish a connection between the plants, which is a producer, human beings, and other animals, which is a consumer, including organisms that take over the dead bodies and they party on them when they pass away. In other words, when the body starts decomposing or rotting. All right, so that's the main goal. Before we set up the next experiment, I would love everyone to see. Right, by the way, first of all, are you still with me? Put it in the room before I refocus the camera. Are you still with me? Lovely. Put your name. Excellent. All right. If you haven't typed the word yes, but you are with me, please do so now. So each time I print the report, I see your name multiple times. All right. Excellent. Let me check others from the Go Guardian. Yeah, lovely. If you haven't pinned my screen, there is only one that you see in action. Please pin it because it is very important to see the entire yellow surface. Okay, once again, you should be able to see the entire yellow surface. I can see that from my screen. Everybody, please pay close attention. I will be putting some words on the yellow surface, and we are going to start with the producers, which are the plants. Plants are producers, and we have another group of organisms here. We call it the consumers, and then another group of organisms here. We call it the decomposers. Okay, how many different organisms do I have here? Type in the chat. How many do you see? Type in the room. 3. Excellent. I gotta see the word number 3 there. I say there are 3 groups. Okay. Oh, Marisol just joined the class. Marisol, if you will log out, glad you joined. All right. So hopefully you didn't miss a lot. This is recorded so you can watch the rest. Giannis left the meeting. Wonder why. Hopefully she returns. It could be a technical problem. Just hoping. Okay, so she can. Thank you, Betsy. Thank you, Krista. There are 3. I'm sorry, 3. Oh, thanks, Giannis. I knew it is a technical problem. I said there are 3. No, 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 no. There are 3. The producers, the plants, the consumers, the people, and other animals. We can't make our own food. We have to rely on plants. All right. And lastly, we do have the decomposers. And these includes the bacteria, the fungi, worms, all those critters that they love things that are rotting or decomposing, including the yeast that we used in our experiment. Lovely yeast, huh? The yeast, they are decomposers as well. All right, let me refocus the camera. Class, our goal, as I said, is to make a connection between one and the other. All right, I will be using arrow. So everybody please focus and pay close attention. So the plants, as we have said, they are primary producers. They are primary producers. They are producers because, give me a moment. They are producers because they can make their own food. Once again, and they make their own food through the process of photosynthesis. All right? So the consumers, everybody please, examples are humans and many animals. The consumers are not able to make their own food because they, hold on, let me see if I do have the words. They cannot make their own food because they depend, right, found it class. Okay, they're not plants because they depend on others for food. Mhm. What do? Type in the word, the one that is highlighted with yellow. What do consumers do? They depend. All right. Unlike plants, they make. What do plants do? Type the word in the chat. They make their food. But for consumers, they depend on other living things for food. Okay? So there are two different things. One makes their own food, the other depend on others to keep them alive. Okay? Are you still with me? Are we clear so far? Yes or no? Are we clear? Yeah, okay. All right, I want to make certain, huh? Because we're making a connection here. All right, it's not just a one lesson and it's just the same. No, it isn't. It has been a series of lessons and we are trying to make a connection. So don't be absent. Because if you're absent, you're going to miss it. Make certain you watch the recorded video if you are absent. All right, let me refocus and put these two cards next to where they should be. All right, let me refocus right there. Okay, so this, the other one, the decomposers. The decomposers the fungus, like a fungus, the one that we use. All right, the fungus. They break down, everybody please take a look. Decomposers, they break down the remains of dead organisms. They break it down. They invade the body of organisms that are dead. They love decaying stuff. Could you tell me what do decomposers do? Type the word breakdown. Yes, they break down. They break down the remains or the body of dead plants and dead animals, even dead human being. That's what happened to our body. No matter how beautiful we are, no matter how handsome we are, we're so pinicative the way we look, right? Sometimes it takes several minutes in front of the mirror. But reality speaks. When we pass away, everything is gone. Maybe we're the ugliest person in the world because we don't even know. These decomposers will start feasting on us because they break down. Decomposers, they break down the dead organisms. All right. So the job is to break it down as compared to a consumer. A consumer depend on plants. All right. And plants, they make their own food. All right. So let me refocus once again. But first of all, tell me your level of understanding at this point in time that different living things, such as the producers, consumers, and decomposers, have different roles, things that they got to do in order to survive. Level of understanding, Fizz of 5. I know it so well, I can tell anybody. 4, I can do it alone. 3, I have a question. 2, ha ha ha. And then 1 is, teacher, I don't understand. I didn't get. That's okay. If it is okay, all right. We all start from not knowing anything, right? It's a good thing. Not knowing anything is a good thing, but finding a way on how to enrich our knowledge. All right. I see a lot of 4. If you haven't put your levels of understanding, please do so now. Okay, let me check who they are. Lovely, got 4. Wow. Yeah, but I still have some students who haven't responded with the comes of the level. But they are here. Please make certain. Take the opportunity once again and look at your name on the report at the end of the period. All right. Once again, let's take a look. Let's have a look. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to use arrow to make a connection. Because arrow connect things. Now, humans, okay, human being, let's make this simpler. Consumers, consumers like people and animal, they eat them. See the arrow, it's pointing to the plants. All right? So these consumers, they eat the producers, primarily or indirectly eat the producers. On the other hand, when we get the other arrow, the decomposers, the decomposers, they eat the consumers when they die. All right. When do decomposers primarily eat the consumers? When they are alive or when they die? Tap in the room. When do they eat the consumers? Primarily when they die. Yes, the bacteria will start, okay? But don't get me wrong, there are bacteria that can attack our body while we are alive, okay? Bacterial infection. But primarily when we pass away, our body becomes decayed, rotten. Animals, same thing. Then bacteria, fungus, worms will start eating our flesh. Sorry if you're eating. Mhm. But you should have finished your brekkie this morning. All right. So look at the arrow. It's the decomposers. It's pointing to the consumers. All right. Now these consumers. Let me put this away to make it simple. This also can. These decomposers, you'll see there's an arrow. These decomposers can eat plants as well when they die. That is to say, these bacteria and fungi can also invade plants. And they depend on plant as well, particularly when the plant have started decaying and decomposing. But once again, don't get me wrong, there are fungal invasion or infection that plants can get, although they are still alive. But when they die, so this bacteria, this fungus, they will start feasting on them, eating on them. All right, and here I once again look at the arrow. They are connected. So here we have consumers, they eat them. Decomposers eat the consumers, and the decomposers can also eat the plant when they die. Okay, so far, are we all clear at this point of time before we look at the next step? Oh yeah, I've been waiting for you, Oscar. Why were you late? Give me a reason. Put it in the Go Guardian. So if that is an acceptable late, I will clear your absence. Connect with me, Oscar. Send me a message in the Go Guardian. Okay. So now class. So here we have the first part of our lesson. Today, we're going to make another connection. Let me make certain that I have all the things that I need here. Everything is falling. Okay. So let me pick this apart. Hold on, class. Okay. So here's what we will need to think about. Let me see if I have one. Hold on, where is the other? Okay. So we're going to make a connection between plants and human beings and animals. Remember that plants, they release oxygen, and then we get oxygen from the plants. And we human beings and animals, we release carbon dioxide. Could you type CO2 in the chat room once again? Thank you, Patricia. I will check the Go Guardian whenever the lesson is over. Thank you. All right. We're going to establish a relationship. I'm going to show you an experiment, okay, momentarily. Take a look. Plants release oxygen. They release oxygen, meaning they give off oxygen. That's why many plants makes the surrounding fresh. So plant trees, all right? That's why I want you to plant your seeds. So far, at this point in time, you should have planted your mung bean. So this plant, sorry. So this mung bean has been releasing oxygen in the room. And at the same time, the carbon dioxide that I let go, I'm the only one in this classroom, I release CO2. The plants need them, okay? The plants need them. That is to say, animals and humans, they release carbon dioxide. So now, we're going to look for an evidence in this particular experiment that I want everybody to pay close attention, because this is the only time that you are going to see it in the class. You will not do it at home. All right. Unlike your seed germination, your yeast experiment, you have my permission for you to do it. But this one, I will show it to you, and we are going to look for an evidence that humans release carbon dioxide. Okay, are you still with me? Type in the room before I set up the experiment. Are you still with me? Thank you. Lovely, lovely. Okay, now let me clear the table. I would say the mobile counter I have, and I'm going to get the materials that we need. I got a lot of things in here. Oops, I will be very, very careful. Everybody, take a look. I'm changing. All right, see how much things I have right in front of me. All right, so I'm going to show you what I have in this experiment. I have a graduated cylinder. I have a lovely looking glass, huh? And there is a straw. And I have a cup just to hold, because this is circular. It's swinging back and forth, just to hold it steady. I do have a beaker of water. I have some Alka-Seltzer pill, and I do have a chemical called the BTB, bromothymol blue. Just type the word or the symbol BTB. Everybody, please type this BTB. Everyone, I need to see the BTB. Everybody, please. Thank you. Yeah, this is the 7th or the 8th time that you should have participated. I'm going to use this chemical in this process. Okay, let me just clear things off because they are falling one by one and I don't need them. Okay, in this particular experiment, we're going to see a chemical change once again, which we have learned multiple times in the past. Chemical change. Do you remember chemical change? Type in the room. Do you? Jog your memory. Chemical change. I'm waiting. Alka-Seltzer and water. Right. Remember Alka-Seltzer and water, when we put the two together, there are bubbles, and those bubbles are carbon dioxide. Yeah, which we are going to see once again, but I'm going to add BTB. All right, the chemical that you just thought. This is the first time that I'm going to use this with you. All right, let me clear the counter of things that I don't need at this point in time. This later. This now. This now. And this now. Okay. Now, but what I want you to do is that I want you to look at the first part of the experiment. So remember, when we dissolve, sorry, I got sidetracked by the paper that I had. When we dissolve this in water, we've seen that multiple times, that there will be fizzing. There's bubbling. And the bubbles, again, is a carbon dioxide gas. Now, I'm going to put some water in that cylinder. I'll do it now. All right. Okay. And then, before adding the seltzer, I'm going to add few drops of BTB. Could you tell me what's the color of the liquid water after putting some drops of BTB? Type in the chat, huh? Tell me. I'm using a pipette. A little bit more. Okay. Could you tell me what's the color? Blue, gray, 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 gray. Let me swirl a bit. Okay, there you go. I squeezed. Oh, it's blue. If you haven't typed the word blue, please do so now. Blue. The BTB is called bromotinyl blue. Make it BTB. Make it short. And this, when added in water, it turns blue. It's because, okay, nice to know. When it turns blue, that is to say the water is a little bit basic or alkaline. Nice to know. Alkaline, the opposite of it is acid, like sour lemons, sour grapes. They are acid. These are nice to know. Now, what I'm going to do, hold on class, let me shut the window because there's going to be a lot of noise there, lawn mowing. All right. They're even honking. I don't know why. Are you still with me, by the way? Are you still with me? I love you. Make certain that you're excellent. Well, where's Gael? Where's Gael? All right, Gael. Where's Yareli? There you go. Excellent. Okay. So the blue, it turned into blue. I'm going to take 1 or 2 pills. Remember, when this is mixed with water, there is carbon dioxide. There is CO2 gas. So now, if there is a CO2 gas, this will change color. And could you tell me what color it will turn into? Get pure. Yes, Kyle. I'm just calling your attention because I had not seen your name there for quite a while. I think the last time that you gave me a response is when I was asking question about photosynthesis. Excellent. All right. Are you with me right now, Gail? Because this is a pretty cool experiment. So here is the Alka-Seltzer. I'm going to put it in the liquid BTB that has turned to blue. And could you tell me after a while what's the color you're gonna see? Tell me what color. What color do you see now? Yes. Ooh, yeah. There you go. There you go. The chemical reaction. Chemical reaction. That's a good thing about this one. There you go. Yes. It turned into yellow. Excellent. If you haven't typed the word yellow, please do so now. If there is a yellow color change, that is an evidence that there is carbon dioxide. Did you hear me? Did you hear me? When the yellow appears, that's an evidence that there is CO2 gas. And there is CO2 gas. Oh, look at that. Look at the change in color. Now, what's the color of the water now? Is it still blue? Is the water? No. The water looks like it turned back to its natural color. It's, again, an example of a chemical change. But in this case, the evidence that there is a carbon dioxide, the evidence that there is a carbon dioxide is there is a dramatic change from blue to yellow. Okay. Did we get it? Because there's another experiment that I'm going to show you. Did we get it? Tell me. Is that clear? I'm waiting. Excellent. Either yes or no, all right? Because again, we're going to make a connection. This is a proof that when CO2 is present, then the blue will turn into green, light green, and then to yellow. Okay, now, remember we inhale oxygen and release carbon dioxide. Okay, I'm going to exhale and I will show you what am I going to do. Let me clear the table first. This, I don't need it anymore. See, it's clear. This is what I need. And I still need this, and I don't need the Alka-Seltzer anymore. I need a straw, and I need to be very careful. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to blow CO2. Remember, our lungs contain CO2, and we let go. And we get this oxygen from plants, and the plants get the carbon dioxide. All right, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to put water in the jar. Everybody please take a look and pay close attention. Water in the circular jar. And I'm going to add few drops of BTB. Tell me once again, what's the color going to be? What's the color? Blue? Green? Blue. All right. Lovely. Lovely blue. Lovely blue. All right. Now, here is our question. All right. Here's the question. Our hypothesis. Please, everybody, please look at the question and I'm going to read it aloud. If CO2 gas is blown in BTB liquid solution, this is the BTB liquid solution. Then the liquid will change blue color to light green to yellow. Okay. Please read the question once again, meaning our prediction or hypothesis. If CO2 gas is blown in BTB solution, the liquid will change blue color to light green or even to yellow. All right. So I'm going to use the straw and exhale by gently blowing. I will make certain that I'm not sipping the liquid because this is not a drink. All right, I'll be very careful. Are you ready? I need you to look at the color change. I'll be blowing CO2 gas from my lungs. Are we ready? Type in the room. I'm waiting. Excellent. Everybody, please tell me the color change. I'll do it now. Whew. Has it changed color? Whew. Has it changed color? Waiting. Yes! What's the color change right now? I will blow once again. Did it change light green? A little bit yellow? Yes. It means the evidence is clear that I blew it with CO2 because my lungs have CO2 and I need to get rid of them. And plants get CO2. Now, this is an evidence that there is a CO2 gas that I don't need for my body. If I keep on blowing and blowing and blowing, it's kind of tiring though. This will turn yellow. If you're only here, I can allow you to do this experiment. But when you do this experiment, you got to be very careful. You don't sip it because it is combined with BTB. All right, are we all good for now? Have we accomplished? Have we seen an evidence, by the way? Back to our prediction. Hold on, let me just move it. If CO2 gas is blown in BTB liquid solution, the liquid will change blue color to light green to yellow color. All right. Did we see an evidence? Did we see an evidence that yes, that me as a consumer release carbon dioxide and my body does not need it. It is considered a waste, similar to the CO2 gas that fungus like his release. Okay? All right, how are we doing so far? Okay, so far, before I give you the ticket out the door. 5, I know it so well. 4, I can do it by myself. 3, I have question. 2, I'm confused. And 1, I'm beginning. Please put your level of understanding. Lovely. Excellent. I can see. Oh, yeah. Wow. 4, 4, 4. Lovely. Have we accomplished our goal? Have we accomplished our goal? I think so. Our goal, you have so many things that we've done today, huh? So we look at the connection of the plants, the producers, the animals, the consumers, and the fungus, which is a decomposer, and who's eating what. And we look at an evidence that consumers, like human beings, we release CO2. And that's an evidence. There's a change in color. Now it's getting greener and greener again because it's absorbing uh, gas from the air. All right, class, let me stop the recording. Thank you for the benefit of your time.